Oh man, I got my dimple pinch here, but we're so close to the end. I just don't know, Terry, if I can get there. I don't know.
I'll give you $10,000 for 2 more hours.
$10,000 in 1 hour.
One more episode after this? Okay, deal. One more episode.
One more
episode after this.
Welcome back to the Almost Sideshow, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam. That is Terry. And man, it's so close, but yet so far. We are here breaking down Breaking Bad. Season 5, Episode 15, Granite State.
Yay!
Oh, wow. We've almost done it. We've almost climbed the top of the mountain to get to this amazing conclusion of this show. This was another very solid emotional gut punch of an episode. Man, not as heavy for the entire runtime as the previous episode, but there's clearly an end game happening here. Clearly, we know we have a good idea where and how the show will end, and it's going to be good. I haven't seen it, but it's going to be good. I already know. It's Breaking Bad. Of course, it's going to be good. Terry, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Yeah, this is a fun episode. It is a bridge episode, right? This is you got to have something that's going to take you from the chaos and intensity of Ozymandias and put you into what we're going to see next in the finale of the whole thing. And this episode takes us there. And there is so much going on in this. There is so much that we need to talk about. And I think we should just get into it, because I think I may have written my longest summary of any episode so far, because there's just too much to do.
Well, strap in, everybody. This episode is Granite State, and it did debut on AMC September 22nd, 2013. Terry, take it away.
All right. Yeah. Like you said, Breaking Bad, Season 5, Episode 15, entitled Granite State. This episode picks up, we think, right where the last one left off. The vacuum guy is returning to his shop with Saul in the back. Yeah. Turns out Walt is already there, stewing in the basement about how to get revenge on Uncle Jack, Todd, and the whole crew. He tries to recruit Saul to help, but Saul is accepting defeat before he heads out to Nebraska in his new life. Walt remains a little longer since he is such a wanted man, and transportation will be tricky. So, Mr. Lambert, welcome to New Hampshire. Walt has a secluded shack in the middle of nowhere with nothing but his barrel of money and 2 DVD copies of Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. Boo. Let the new life begin. Our vacuum man makes monthly supply visits to see him and tells him he doesn't have to stay, but he will be caught if he leaves. Also, if he leaves, he will never see him again. Walt considers leaving, but realizes his health might be preventing him. The months drag on. One of our items, our disappearer brings Walt, other than insurer and company at $10,000 an hour, is his cancer treatments. Walt is deteriorating and realizing he is going to die alone in the middle of nowhere, and it will all be for nothing. So after staying secluded for quite a while, he decides to try something. He packages up some of the money and wants to send it to the family. This is because, meanwhile, back in Albuquerque, Skylar is facing charges and an investigation with a horrible public defender and no money. The house has been taken from her, and she is working at a taxi dispatch just to make ends meet. She's also being harassed by Todd and his crew, threatening the kids if she says anything about what she knows. But she doesn't know anything about Todd. Why did this happen? Lydia is once again paranoid. Skylar saw her face once at the car wash. So Lydia's ready to just end the whole business arrangement until she hears Jesse is cooking as their slave. and has production back up to the Heisenberg quality.
Maybe blue, but it's the bomb.
It is blue once again. Jesse's trapped. He actually gets an opportunity to escape, but the cameras spot him and they catch him. He threatens to never cook for them again, so they kill Andrea with a bullet to the back of her head on her own front porch in front of Jesse. The message is clear. Cook or Brock is next. Walt feels justified in trying to send help, so he calls Flynn at school from a payphone in a bar to tell him a package of money will be showing up to Lewis's house. Flynn wants nothing to do with him or his money and freaks out on him. Realizing he has no more will to fight, he calls the DEA to let them know where he is. He settles in on a bar stool to one last drink. Until he sees Elliot and Gretchen on TV with Charlie Rose. They are doing damage control, trying to distance themselves from the drug lord that helped them start their company. Walt's legendary pride kicks back in. When the cops arrive, Walt is gone. There you go. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I nowhere on my bingo card did I have Elliot and Gretchen appearing again. But it makes total freaking sense, don't it? Like, of course, you're ready to just sit there and die because you're all about family. You're basically, your son wants nothing to do with you. Your wife is doing a taxi dispatch on the side, and Carol, the lovely Carol, is watching Holly. And then you just randomly see, while you're doing your dimple pinch at the bar, as you do, waiting to get arrested, and your old employer basically, oh yeah, it's just they only contributed the name. God damn, if that's all I contributed a lot more than just the name. Damn it. Yeah, that's what a fitting way. Of course, that's how he gets brought back in. It's not because of wanting to see the family again. It's the pride thing. It essentially, there's more compounding facts, of course, but that's just the one that we get left with. I kind of love it though. I love it. That's how we do it. Of course, we do see the beard, and it's been several months. It's obviously it's close to his next birthday because that's when he celebrates his birthday. I believe it was his 52nd birthday.
Yep.
Back. So I'm assuming the next episode is going to be where he celebrates his 52nd. Can only imagine, can kind of piece it together a little bit.
Well, it's got to happen at some point. There's only one episode left.
True. That's how birthdays happen. They do come. Anyway, the whole Todd and Jesse stuff is heartbreaking. My initial reaction, I had more of an emotional reaction to the Andrea death scene than Hank's death scene. Hank, you knew and the magic of editing. We had a little bit to kind of know what's going to happen. It's like you had a big shootout. You're way outnumbered. Gomi dying off camera. We didn't see that coming, however, but we did see that these guys probably very slim chances are walking away from that scene. So you kind of had a week to kind of stew on possibility of them dying. And I had said that for Jesse to work with Todd and them or do something like that, I had mentioned the Andrea stuff. And when you saw the photo last week, that of course you knew that was going to happen. There somehow she's going to be involved, but I didn't expect it to be the way that happened. And I think that's more of an emotional gut punch. Just sit there. Why did she open the door? I get Jesse's on the news and he's a kind of a wanted person and you still care about this person. I'm thankful that they did not kill Brock. I know they threatened to kill Brock, I think.
That's the only leverage they got left.
Yeah, basically it's like, hey, remember she's got a kid. That would be, yeah. I almost cried, honestly. Like and she's the only character that's been there maybe 8 episodes, but it's that you're feeling the pain of Jesse Pinkman in that scene. That's what makes it one of the best, more emotional death scenes that the show has offered. Her and Hank, I think, just the way it's kind of set up. and framed. See there's a lot of stuff that does happen. The whole break-in sequence, I was never expecting that to be them breaking into Skylar's house, and of course it's Lydia, because that is actually kind of how that's shot. It's kind of like a horror movie, and it begs the question: that sliding door, why did she leave that unlocked unless they broke in? They probably did. Obviously, that's how they got in there. But if that was unlocked, that's just bad parenting. And it's also, she walks by and they show the camera facing the door, the eluded doors. I didn't see a bathroom in that hallway, so I was paying attention. You saw the 2 bedroom doors, and this goes back to a couple episodes ago. You don't see a third door in this freaking house. They only have 1 bathroom. I don't get it. This whole house design it's nuts. But anyway, let's not rabbit trail that. But I just thought that was a funny little tidbit. This is a fantastic episode. Probably it's the top 5 episode for me. I don't know how it would rank everything, but this is definitely the top 5. It was. Oh my goodness, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I know. Like we had Todd on the last episode.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, and he often says that the second half of season 5, these last 8 episodes, are 8 of the best episodes in television history. And once you see Ozymandias, you see where it's willing to go, and this one, I mean, it's the Fallout episode, but at the same time, yeah, there's so much that's going on. It's a Fallout episode, it's a setup episode, it's a bridge episode, but there's such great stuff happening in there too, because you've invested so much in these characters, and the spiral hasn't stopped. I mean, for some it has, right? Like Walt is kind of hit rock bottom. He realizes there might be a spot to go past rock bottom. That is, his kid is now cussing him out on the phone the first time he's talked to him in who knows how long. Jesse's spiral still had a ways to go, apparently. You didn't realize just how much further he could go, but he could.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got you've awoken the Heisenberg. So, anything can happen.
He brings the hat.
I mean, why not, right? Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And also, I do have a question for you real quick. Has any show in the histories of let's put a number on it. The history of television. So it's a long time. The history of television is a very long time. Has any show ever introduced a brand new character the second to last episode and made him one of the most interesting characters in the entire show?
Because that becomes a main character of the episode, played by the most recognizable face that you've had in the show up to this point.
Mm-hmm. Other than Walter, Bryan Cranston, I would probably argue, but Robert Forrester being a legendary actor, too, he gives Big Mike Ehrmantraut energy as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
this is a great character, Ed, the Disappearer.
He is a great character, and yeah, you're right. I don't know, you don't see that very often. That all of a sudden you've got this guy who is the focal point of an entire episode in the penultimate episode.
I know, it's so good, though. It's so good. His intro. You've seen his van more than you've seen him, essentially.
Oh, great. Yeah, totally.
He's been alluded to several times.
That's a great call. That is a great call. You notice he didn't drive the van back and forth from New Hampshire. He had a different
vehicles, a propane truck.
Well, yeah, he needed to hide Heisenberg in something,
and a barrel, and a barrel too. Yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how poetic is that? That he gets driven across country to start his new life in a barrel. How many bodies has he put into barrels?
Yeah, that's a good point. And to New Hampshire, did he have a bathroom break? Probably, but yeah, that's a long ass drive. From Albuquerque.
Yeah, what did he say? 4,400 miles round trip, something like that. All right. Well, let's dig into this. What is the best scene of this episode.
I do have 3 written down here. However, we've seen a lot of episodes of the show. Almost, some would say almost all of them. We've seen almost every episode.
Some would say,
yeah. No scene. No. This is the stuff you're getting here. Okay. No scene has ever almost brought me to tears, other than the Andrea death scene. That it's beautifully shot. It's why did she open the door to somebody she doesn't know? Like I said, I get why, but man, you just feel for Jesse, and then I cannot wait to see Jesse kill Todd. That's my guess, because like that's what I want to see. Like that would see Todd get his curmudgeon or comeuppance. Come up. Oh, yeah, that word. Okay,
not curmudgeons. That's a different thing.
Yeah, see the curmudgeons of Todd. No, seeing him get what's coming to him, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be like a crowd cheering moment. I would imagine. So, I love it.
That is a very emotional scene for sure.
Yeah.
Another very emotional scene is the phone call with Flynn.
Oh, yeah, great call.
Like Walt doesn't know what to say, and he doesn't know how to say it. And you hear him fumble over his words in a way you haven't heard him in a long time.
Yeah, he broke. He's broken.
And he's just trying to. First time he's heard his voice in who knows how long. First time he's heard any voice other than the disappearer. I just kept calling him in my notes. I just kept calling him Vacuum Guy. Because that's pretty much what he is. But he hears the voice, and what's the only thing he hears is, screw you. You killed Uncle Hank. I want nothing to do with you. I don't want your money. Why don't you just die? Like his own son is saying, why aren't you dead yet? Because that's all the good to me you're going to be. And it finally breaks him. He's done. It's like I have no more will to live if the thing that means the most to me is cursing my name. Or is it the thing that means the most to me, as his pride sneaks back up? So that was it. The Andrea gut punch, obviously, but that was a gut punch in its own way. And then the ballsy move of calling Albuquerque DEA. I want the person in charge of the Walter White investigation. Who's calling?
Walter White.
Walter White.
Yeah. He's thrown in the towel at that point, and that's totally why that scene is just phenomenal, and how it's set up, because you never hear the Heisenberg theme or the Breaking Bad theme, that is, with actual video, like clips.
It's the first time you hear it in an episode. That's not just the opening credits.
Or on the Sideshow podcast. Yeah. But it plays so damn good. Like, it plays amazing there. And then just see the dimple pinch. And I think I need to track down some dimple pinch to close out the show. I think we definitely need to have a tasting.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
That's fair. So
the other one I had written down is Walt and Ed playing cards.
Yeah, the chemo with
like
Ed.
that. You see just how far, how just down and out Walt has become, living this solitary life. How deteriorated he's become. He brings him insured just so he can, fatten up a little bit. And then the conversation of, you're going to show up one day and I'm going to be dead. And, what happens to my money? Can you give it to my family? And I love the response of, if I say yes, would you believe me? And that's when he's realizing what am I doing? It's all over there. I got to find some way to help, because it's not worth it to just live out your days and die.
Yeah, that's true. The sad part of that scene is when he leans over and his wedding ring falls off, because he's just so malnourished, and it's like his basically, essentially, his will to live is like getting sucked out of him, just like the weight is just kind of like going off of him.
I think it's less malnourished and more the cancer.
Well, yeah, it's like he's slowly eating away from him too. Yeah,
Everything it's all compounding on itself.
yeah, it's one thing after another with that. Yeah, that's a great scene. That's what I had all three of these scenes down here. But yeah, there was some hard hitting stuff here, even though it's kind of like you said, a bridge episode, but it's one of the more effective bridge episodes. I feel like every episode in the past, even that they've done this kind of not similar stuff, but basically been these bridges, and they've all been really effective. But this one just amps up everything and shows why that they know how to make these gap episodes be so effective, which is just contributes or just proves that their writing is just top tier.
Yeah, they're these bridge episodes, but they fill them with incredible scenes.
Yeah.
That are almost as memorable as anything in the big ones.
Great, yeah.
All right. The Ken Wins Bogdan Douchebag Award. The penultimate award goes to.
I got two here. I gotta go with Uncle Jack in this scene. After it's revealed that Jesse has mentioned Todd. And they know who it is. And
I completely forgot to mention that in the summary. Yeah,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's seeing that, and it comes out, and Todd being the kind of the messed up character. Even my wife's like, he's so confusing sometimes. Like he's so messed up, and all like in a really compelling way. But he plays off Uncle Jack, and he knows the right things to say. But Uncle Jack's like, you're smitten with that Lydia girl type of thing. And Kenny could be up there with douchebag too. The gesture that he was doing. Some people would call it the diamond cutter, but it's different stuff there. Actually, they do reference that as that. I was referencing a wrestling move, but anyway, that's anyway. But Uncle Jack and Kenny, I think, are good choices for the D-bag award here for that one scene alone with
yeah, that's a good call. I have down Lydia,
yeah,
who sanctions threatening Skylar and Holly simply because she saw her at the car wash once. Like,
yeah,
she's that paranoid that she has to go out of her way to, like, Lydia probably wanted her dead. Like, that's what she wanted. She wanted Todd to go take her out.
Probably. I think pretty much that was a big alluded to scene.
And Todd's like, no, I took care of it. And
I saw it in her eyes.
You weren't there. I think we put a good scare in her. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Lydia is the most paranoid character the show's had, and willing to do anything to satisfy her paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, chamomile tea with soy milk. What? And I'm gonna need more stevia.
Yeah, stevia. At
least she picked the place so they actually had chamomile tea instead of running her through her options here.
It's the same place that Walt and her had. It's the same diner.
Yeah, but it's not the one that she went to with Mike, because that one didn't have any.
Yeah, it's definitely
anything other than Lipton's.
Yeah.
All right. The Pinkman Sick Man Award.
You go first.
I mean, Todd definitely wants to be.
Yeah, he tries to.
He definitely tries to, but I mean, it just comes off as creepy. It always just comes off as creepy. If I had to go with someone else, I mean, I don't know. Carmen might be the hottest principal you've ever seen. And like, just being in a room with her, Walt like tried to feel her up. So
call back season 1 or
call back to whenever 2. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could throw her on there. However, she's not, but
yeah.
Yeah. I could imagine she is the fantasy of many high school boy.
This is true. Probably fun. Paper clips would be a good one as well. But I wrote down Mr. Lampert. Wire. I wrote down Mr. Lampert because the vacuum guy clearly says he's the hottest client he's had. So
well played on that double entendre.
You interpret that, if you will, listener.
Oh, tight, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tuco.
Yeah. And you can always count on Tuco, right?
He gives sage advice.
All right, we've already talked about this, but best new face, hey, that's Danny Trejo.
There's only two people you could say.
Face. But I mean, we've talked about Robert Forster, whom I would say the best one since Danny Trejo on this show is Robert Forster popping up. Like, hey, where'd he come from? Like, that's pretty awesome. Who else did you have?
Well, Charlie Rose is. It's not an entertaining one, but it's just like, oh yeah, it's just a guy reporting. But it's definitely Robert Forster. That's the disappearer. He's by far probably one of the best. Hey, it's Danny Trejo Award winners.
Conspiracy theory. Couldn't you see Max Cherry, the bail bondsman from Jackie Brown, growing up and getting old, becoming a disappearer, working in a vacuum shop in Albuquerque? Like this is Max Cherry, right? It totally could be Max Cherry.
Shout out Jackie Brown. Go watch it. Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's Robert Forster to a T. That's it. So good. Matches wits and kind of a good little like back and forth with Walter there too. So I like it.
The old Joe Gomi minor character of the episode.
Bartender, I really did it this time. Pour me some dimple pinch and I'll tell you about it. It's got to be the bartender. So you ready for that drink now? He's got like he keeps it on a talk show. He keeps it on like that bar. Like there's no cuss
in the bar.
There's no cuss other than that lady, but she probably works she's probably playing pool or something like that. But
yeah,
it's only one person in the bar. There's probably no. There was a hockey game on. I was kind of listening to I was trying to listen to my LVP. I'm like, does that goalie suck? Like, what's going on? I have the subtitles on. I can clearly see it's a hockey game because they mentioned a goalie and he's not doing really well and didn't catch it like what team or whatever. But that's that bartender is cool. It's a cool bartender. It's a low key bar in Nebraska. No, wait, not Nebraska.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. What am I talking about here?
And my guess is it's probably Montreal Canadiens because
good call there.
Ed was saying that he might be able to catch Montreal channels with his rabbit ears.
True.
Yeah, that's good. My minor character is it's probably the last time we can say it. Better Call Saul Goodman. I think that this is probably his final appearance as he heads off to his new identity. He's got a good moment there in the first scene. Where Walt is freaking out. It's like, you know some hitman, some mercenaries. We gotta get them all. We got to take out Jack and his men. It's like, it's over. It's over. You just move on now. There's nothing left to fight for. This is and he even goes through. It's like, this is how it's all gonna go down legally for your wife. This is how it's gonna happen. Yeah, your phone call might play well with the jury. But that might have happened in 2 years. Her life is going to be a living hell until then. So, yeah, Saul has a great end to his run on Breaking Bad, and can't wait to watch Better Call Saul.
Yeah, because I was gonna we'll spin that off later, but
yeah.
Good
the cow house. Cow house. Dumbest thing said.
Messing up New Hampshire with Nebraska. I don't have anything. I don't have anything, so I'll just continually point. I said curmudgeon. It's not that. It's not curmudgeon. Yep, exactly. So
exactly.
The dimple pinch will do it to you. So that's why I'm here, folks.
Exactly. There really isn't anything dumb said.
No.
It's all. I mean, the one thing that kind of came off as dumb is my banner today, which is after Todd tells Lydia that they've got the cook back up to stuff, and he's like we could keep doing business. I think this could be mutually good. And it came out so awkward.
So was there another cook after meeting with Lydia? Because he clearly says 92, and she gets kind of aroused by the 92% there too. That could have been the word 92 could have been a stickman in this episode. But then he clearly says 96 to Jesse. Like,
there had to be another cook. They had to keep cooking.
But so they're getting better.
We don't know how much time has gone by. Like, when did the Andrea kill happen? Did it happen, near the beginning of Walt in isolation? Did it happen near the end? I mean, we don't know when this all went down. So yeah, they were cooking for potentially a while. So all right. Any problems? Anything outdated?
TV, those style vacuums,
Charlie Rose.
He's
outdated.
Yeah, I newspapers, essentially.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I really could think of, really. Yeah.
Yeah. I had Charlie Rose down. I think I saw him like, you don't see Charlie Rose anymore.
That's a good point.
Midlife crisis moment.
Physical media. My question to you was, he clearly asked what. It's like, well, I'm not much of a movie guy, so what if you want to watch something? What movie would you pick to watch? You could pick 3 movies in New Hampshire to watch. What would they be?
3 movies to be the only entertainment I have for a month. I would, obviously Apollo 13, because
that's your go-to,
and it's so watchable too. Probably something like Top Gun, because it's just a
Maverick or the
movie.
original.
Either it could be either. And I don't know, something with good music, or a full-on musical.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I like your choices because they totally represent your taste and everything too, which is great. I would probably say, oh man, this is tough. Obviously, something that I like, super entertained by, but also I can watch it and not get bored of it. I would throw in Back to the Future. Would probably be something I've seen hundreds of times. Not going to get bored with that movie. That or Raiders of the Lost Ark. We can enter, but I don't want to take too obvious Adam picks here. Back to the Future, The Faculty, which is you want to a good, some horror, but also some nostalgia to high school horror. There we go. I'll do The Faculty, and we will throw in. What do I throw in next? Let's go Superbad. For a month, I can live off those 3 movies.
Okay.
Can do it.
A.M. McLovin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what your list is lacking? It is lacking
Tom Cruise, baby.
Yeah.
Talent.
Mine had some. Yours didn't.
Yeah.
My list vastly superior.
No, yes, you're correct. Yeah. It's totally represents my taste.
So my midlife crisis moment, I couldn't come up. This was hard to come up with one, but the one I came up with was Todd not understanding how to hit on girls. Like I remember being that kid that you're pretty, I like you, I don't know what to do.
You got a cool binder.
I mean, he's picking hair off of her back without her noticing. This is weird. This is weird, guy.
I didn't even catch that. That was off.
That's the last shot is he turns around and he's just picking hair off for her. off of her jacket. Like that. This is odd. This is odd, Todd. Yeah. So
That's great.
I can relate to that though. I can relate to that.
Yeah. I also said being a fan of Ben
master.
and Jerry's ice cream. Yeah, the master.
Todd is the master.
The Ben and Jerry's ice cream was also something I was thinking about. However, I'm pretty sure that looked like straight vanilla, not the flavors he mentioned. I am the master of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. No, yeah, no, Ben and Jerry's is delicious, but I don't think that ice cream was what they said it was. And why would you pick those? Half baked is the way to go, or some other flavors, but those ones I don't know but I can't even remember the ice cream flavors they picked. But yeah, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. It's a good.
Yeah,
choice.
one was like one was a play on words. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I got it. I think I wrote one of them down. No, I didn't get either of them down. Well, they're all play on words or Ben and Jerry's, but yeah, I don't remember. Well, let's lead this into my LVP, because my LVP is buckets in a pit. Because I mean, you see the ice cream being lowered down, and all you think is it puts the lotion on its skin.
Put it on your cuts. Keep them clean. I just wanted to see him do that. That'd be funny.
That's all you think of in that moment. And
how did Jesse get out, by the way?
Yeah, this might be the biggest flaw of the episode. Is it goes from he got the bolt out undone to he's running away.
Yeah.
Like
how did he lift that gate
open? Yeah, and while keeping the grip, get the gate open and then lift himself. No, I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to do it. You're gonna at least fall down a couple times to get that. You're gonna lift the gate open. You're gonna fall, regrip, and get up.
My wife was watching. It's like, is he gonna have like a mom lifting the car adrenaline moment here? And apparently he did, but we didn't even get to see it. So
lame.
Yeah,
that is a good LVP. How did he get out? Yeah.
All right. What about you, LVP?
Yeah, that whole thing was how did he get out of the cell? That's kind of
how in the name of Zeus's butthole did you get out of your cell?
And for the love of God, tell me how. Yeah.
Might prove to be useful information, maybe.
Yeah, being covered by a tarp, that's also an LVP thing. I would like to look at the stars, please. Look at the stars.
That's fair.
Fair. LVP.
MVP. What do you got for MVP?
Ed, the disappearer, man. He laid it out. He's honest. It's Robert Forrester, for crying out loud. Yeah. It's gotta be MVP the episode.
Good one. I've got two. I've got Gretchen and Elliot as MVPs. Because without them trying to do PR, it's over. Like, we don't have another episode to go. It ends with this episode, and it's over.
Wow, this is like Dexter all over again. If that happened, I didn't even think about that.
But Gretchen and Elliot, they're the ones that knock him out of it, and it's like, no, I still can do something. I'm worth something, and that legendary Walter White pride kicks back in. So that's one I had down. The other I had down was YouTube.
Oh, because, the chemo.
Yeah. Speaking of that, smash that subscribe button and like the video. Unless you're listening to the podcast, then
you should just subscribe. Anyway.
Subscribe, rate, review.
It's free. Who cares?
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm sounding old now, but yeah, YouTube teaches you all sorts of stuff.
Speaking of midlife crisis, your description of what you just did there, that was bad.
Thank you. I do what I can. I can. When you start finding it funny to refer to social media sites with the in front, I watched the YouTube.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Facebooks. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we got one episode to go, and so we're going to talk about that. What you think is coming up next in this last hurrah of Breaking Bad? But first, the Walter White body count is 1 Emilio, 1 Crazy 8, 1 Ken Wins Car, 1 Custodian's Career, 1 Tuco Hideout, 1 Lock, 1 Uneaten Burrito, 1 Paper Towel Holder, rot, 1 Backdoor to Jesse's House, 1 Love of Jesse's Life, a few burned $100 bills, 1 Pepperoni Pizza, 1 Career in Education, 1 Meth Making RV, 1 Beginning of a Galeful Friendship, 1 Fly, 2 Kid Killing Drug Dealers, 1 Gail Bedecker, 1 Fateful Bottle of Wine, 3 Laundry Worker Jobs, 1 Walter Jr. Dream Car, 1 Pinkman Living Room, 1 Great Aunt Burgett, 1 Secret Underground Meth Lab, 1 Gale Special Coffee Maker, 2 Nameless Henchmen, 1 Tyrus, 1 Hector Salamanca, 1 Gustavo Fring, 1 Room Full of Evidence using magnets, bitch. A bunch of insects, 1 Sanity of Skylar White, 1 Kid on a Dirt Bike, 1 Zip Tie Around His Wrist, 1 Mike Airman Trout, 10 Imprisoned Legacy Loose Ends, 1 GPS Locator, 1 Fabricated Confession, 1 Outfit and Car Soaked in Gasoline, 1 Steve Gomez, 1 Hank Schrader, 5/6 of his cash, 1 Walt Dream Car, 1 Walt Family, and 1 New Identity.
Mm.
And the Jesse ass kick count, we didn't see him get beat up again, but you got to assume that there was some sort of ass kicking that was about to happen or had just happened when he was gagged. So I'm bumping up to 12, which means Jesse now gets his ass kicked once every 5.1 episodes.
I like how he's got the most ass kickings in the last 2 episodes because we're fudging the numbers. we're decimating. But it's right.
Well, he probably got his ass kicked like countless times in the last episode off camera. We just didn't see it.
Yeah, just like Gomi dying.
Off.
But we know he's dead, so we know he's beat up. Yeah,
LVP is what they didn't put in the episode. The cutting room floor. That's the LVP, and the MVP probably is the cutting room floor because it made these episodes really, tight. Really. Yeah. I'm looking for it.
Tight.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, what's going to happen in the last episode?
Oh, Uncle Jack's dead by Walter White, and Jesse's going to kill Todd. But also Walt's dying because that's going to be his deathbed. That's going to be his cutting room floor. I want to see Walt and Skylar have one more scene, and it's like, this is what I'm going to do. And just know that something like kind of like I was wrong type of a situation, but I'm going to try to make it right. And then it's going to be that this chapter is going to be closed type of thing. I would like to see some kind of like interaction between them two. I don't think we see Marie again. I think Marie is kind of, that character's done at this point, I would say. I don't think we see Saul. He's done. Another scene I would like to see at least Jesse and Walt one more time. But at the same time, is how do you reconcile the closing moments of a show when Jane was just, he was the reason why Jane died. That those characters don't get back together. I don't think they're like oil and water at this point. So I don't necessarily see them ever having another interaction again. Maybe there is one like right before he dies type of thing. And then Jesse has to go on the run because of, El Camino. But yeah, I do we need it? No, I think those characters just kind of have to be their separate ways. Their story together is done, I think. But the Skylar, I really want to see Skylar at least one more time with Walt, and then those killings of those other characters to close those chapters. And I guess they have to get rid of Lydia too, right? Somehow that Lydia has to die. So who does that? I have no idea. But Lydia would have to die too, because that would be a legacy loose end.
Now the real question,
loose end.
You mentioned all the ones you think we've seen the end of. Do we see Huel again, and is he still in the safe house?
No, we already know. I might just make a funny gag and just record it. So as we end the slideshow, Huel just ends it on the couch.
Maybe if we don't see him again, maybe it's in my summary. It's like, meanwhile, while Huel is still on the couch in the safe house, here's what's going on with Walt.
Good call. Good call. My question to you: Better Call Saul. Saul's no longer in the picture of the show, he is in where did he go again?
Nebraska.
He went to Nebraska. See, I wasn't crazy. You're Nebraska fans. I don't know what that's why I thought I said it at first, but no, he went to Nebraska. Does Better Call Saul start off in Nebraska?
It's a prequel.
Well, there we go. Well, I'll is there going to be a flashback to Nebraska? Or flash forward, I guess.
Flash forward.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I actually know some of the answer to what you just said. So,
well, this is not as fun as I thought it was going to be. So let's moving on.
I don't really know what happens. I just know a little bit of.
I don't know what happens, but it wasn't what you said. Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, no problem.
All this thing said right here, guys. For this,
well, you know,
I felt like that's why I'm here, folks. I felt like I've contributed a lot of good stuff to the sideshow project, but yeah, these last ones, man, I get the emotions, the whiskey, it gets to you, and you say stupid stuff sometimes. So whatever.
Well, I think we're done here. We've got one more episode to go. I'm gonna have to cut you an IOU on that $10,000 though.
Well, this is definitely a disappointing way to close my night out.
This is just as good as cash. This is an IOU.
This is an IOU. That was good. That was funny. All right, folks. That's been Terry. My name is Adam. We just broke down Breaking Bad.
Breakdown.
One more episode left. One more freaking episode left. That's been a year. We've been doing this for a year, and it feels like we just started the show. And I can understand, like I said, I've said this before, I can understand why this is considered one of the best shows in television history, and I can see myself rewatching it. I definitely would like this. It's awesome to go back and pick up the little bits and pieces that I originally missed. It's like, wow, you're completely an idiot watching these episodes and listen to the sideshow. But it's been a fun journey, though.
It's a great rewatch, and all the little things, like you said, all the little things you catch second time around, and some of them I haven't even said because I hear them. I'm like, oh,
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in closing, I don't know if the car wash it's probably closed. I guess just get in your nearest taxi, go down to the store, get yourself some Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and just contemplate what the next episode could be, guys. Until next time, we'll be here talking about Breaking Bad.
Sit and spin.